Hi, Blue Demons. My name is Rose Halama, and I graduated from DePaul's Counseling and Special Education program, formerly known as Human Services and Counseling, in 2008. I'm super excited to welcome you to Alumni Experts. Today, we're going to dive into a 20-minute yoga practice that's focusing in on letting go and grounding. With everything that's taking place globally as it relates to the pandemic, as well as what's going on in our country, we need a healthy release to help us alleviate a lot of built-up stress. I've been practicing yoga for many years, and as a newly certified yoga instructor, this practice has been my go-to when I feel extremely overwhelmed and just uncertain about the future. And so that being said, I hope that this practice will be a benefit to you. Enjoy. All right, Blue Demons, let's come into a seated cross-legged position, settling into the posture, placing our hands on our knees. Or, if you like, you can bring your palms to heart center. And close your eyes at this point, allowing yourself to become still while drawing awareness to your breath. Begin to lengthen and even out your inhalations and your exhalations through your nose with your mouth closed. At this point, give some thought to your intention for today's practice. How might you want to show up? What have you been holding on to and want or need to release and let go? Let's take a big breath in through our nose. And now open mouth and exhale. Blink your eyes open, and from here you want to transition onto your mat on all fours or tabletop for cat-cow, which is actually one of my favorite poses as it gives you a nice stretch along your spine, which feels really nice and yummy. As you make your way onto all fours, make sure to stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hip stacked over your knees while pressing the tops of your feet into your mat nice and firmly. On an inhale, look forward, dropping your belly towards the ground and reaching your tailbone up. Exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, rounding your spine, dropping your tailbone towards the earth. Again, inhale, look forward, dropping your belly towards the ground, reaching your tailbone up. Exhale, tuck your chin to chest, rounding your spine. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now come into a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes underneath you. And exhale, lift your knees and push your hips up towards the sky for downward facing dog. Seeing that this is our first down dog, pedal out your feet and just move around a little bit before settling into your down dog. Once you're settled into the pose, allow your head to hang nice and heavy here. Relax your face and your jaw. Taking a breath here, softly gazing at your ankles or your knees. Now look up at your hands and step or walk your feet towards your hands. Come into a forward fold with your knees slightly bent and clasp opposite ends of your elbows for ragdoll. Allow your head to hang heavy here. Again, making sure that your face is nice and soft. Unclench your jaw. You can sway back and forth if you wish, or you can just allow yourself to just hang and stay still. And on an inhale, slowly rise up, one vertebrae at a time, with the crown of your head, the last point to rise up. Now lengthen your spine and root down through the soles of your feet. And also slightly lift your chest here. On an inhale, raise your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward, knees slightly bent, and neck and head relaxed. Inhale, halfway lift, placing your hands onto your shins with a nice flat back looking straight down. Exhale, place both palms onto your mat. Step both feet back into a high plank. Inhale, hold your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're here for a couple of breaths. Continue to push the ground away from you as you tilt your seat bone up towards the sky. Again, allow your head to hang nice and heavy here, softening your face and your jaw. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Softly gaze at your ankles or your knees while allowing your head to hang heavy. Look up towards your hands. Step or walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up with your hands over your head. And exhale, lower your arms to your side for Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's repeat one more time. Inhale, raise your arms over your head. Exhale, fold forward, knees slightly bent, neck and head relaxed. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place both palms onto your mat. Step both feet back into high plank. Inhale, hold your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, continue to push the ground away from you, tilting your seat bones up towards the sky, allowing your head to hang heavy here, softly gazing at your ankles or your knees, taking 1 to 2 breaths here. Now look up towards your hands. Step or walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up with your hands over your head. Exhale, lower your arms to your side. Take a moment to just regroup and bring some awareness back to your breath, allowing yourself to feel the different sensations from a little bit of our warm-up from moving. And bring your attention back to your intention for today's practice. Again, how you want to show up. On an inhale, take a big step to the right onto your mat. Turn your right foot out about 90 degrees facing the front of your mat and your back foot slightly in at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, raise your arms up at shoulder height, palms facing down. Exhale, reach forward, bend at the hip, placing your hand on the outer side of your foot or your shin, whichever is most comfortable for you. Stretch your arm up towards the ceiling. Keep your head in a neutral position, or you can gaze up, looking at your thumbs if that's comfortable for you. Again, bringing your awareness back to your breath, taking 1 to 2 breaths here. Inhale, rise up and bend your right knee, making sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. You may have to adjust your stance here. And when you're ready, place your forearm onto your thigh and swoop your left arm over your head for a nice extended side angle stretch. If you want a deeper stretch, you can place your right hand on the ground on the inner side of your foot. See what that feels like if you're up for it. And take 1 or 2 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. And on your next breath, bring both hands to the center of your yoga mat, turning your feet slightly inwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. And if need be, make this posture more comfortable for you by bending your knees as much as you need to. Allow your head to hang heavy here. Remember to unclench your jaw and relax your face. Take another breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Place both hands on your hip. And on an inhale, rise up. Now we're going to repeat on the left side, which is our best side. So that being said, turn your left foot out at a 90-degree angle, facing the front of your mat. Back foot slightly in at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, raise your arms up at shoulder height, palms facing down. Exhale, reach forward, bending at the hip, placing your hand on the outer side of your foot or your shin, again, whichever is more comfortable and accessible for you. Swoop your arm up towards the ceiling, keeping your head in a neutral position, or you can gaze and look up at your thumb. Bringing your awareness to your breath, we're here for 2 breath cycles. Inhale, rise up and bend your left knee, making sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. And when you're ready, place your forearm onto your thigh and swoop your right arm over your head for a nice extended side stretch. And again, if you want a deeper stretch, you can place your left hand on the ground. Take one more breath here, nice and deeply. And on your next breath, bring both hands to the center of your mat, turning your feet slightly inwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Again, remember to bend your knees as much as you need to. Allow your head to hang nice and heavy here. Unclench your jaws, relax your face. Take another breath here. And place both hands on your hip, and on an inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bring your feet together for mountain pose, Tadasana. Now we're going to transition into one of my other faves, which is tree pose. Place your hands on your hip and root down through your left foot, bending your right knee. Now turn your knee out towards your right, bringing the sole of your foot to your shin below your knee, or if accessible to you, you can bring your foot to the upper thigh above your knee. Try it and see how it goes, if you're up for it. You can leave your hands on your hips or bring palms to heart center. Take another breath here. And on your next exhale, release, shake out the standing foot, and let's repeat on the left side. Again, place your hand onto your hips and root down through your right foot, bending your left knee. Now turn your knee out towards the left, bringing the sole of your foot to your shin. Of course, again, below your knee. And now bring your foot, if you're up for it, to your upper thigh. If not, you can simply leave it on your shin. Not an issue, not a problem. Bring your hands, or leave your hands on your hips, or you have the choice of bringing your palms to heart center. And again, take another breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. And release. Shake out your right leg. And now let's transition back into tabletop on all fours on our mat. Bring your forearms to your mat and interlace your fingers, pressing your clasp hands to your mat. On an inhale, tuck your toes underneath you, and exhale, lift your knees off your mat, walking your feet slightly towards your elbows. Now bring your awareness back to your breath as you experience this posture. Inhaling and exhaling evenly through your nose. Allow your head to hang nice and heavy here. Remember to unclench your jaw, soften the face. We're here for just 2 more breaths here. Inhaling. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And now lower down. Come into child's pose, extending out your arms over your head onto the mat and resting your forehead, if accessible, onto your mat. If your breathing feels a little restricted here, rise up, widen your thighs, and now lower back down again. This should actually do the trick. Take a moment to rest here. Dolphin push-ups, the last pose that we did, could be a little intense. So rest, take a moment, center yourself, drawing your attention back to your breath. On your next inhalation, rise up and turn onto your backs on your mat. We're going to move into bridge pose. We're going to practice this slightly different, making it a little bit more dynamic. So that being said, when you make your way onto your back, bend your knees and bring your feet all on the floor, heels as close to your sits bone or your bum. Place your arms close to your side with your palms facing down. And make sure to tilt your chin slightly upward towards the sky, away from your chest. Take one breath cycle here, and on your next inhale, lift your pelvis and arms off the floor, bringing your arms overhead. Exhale, lower your pelvis and arms to the mat. We're going to do this movement 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Let's pause here for a moment and just taking it in, soaking in that dynamic posture movement. We're going to set up and do one more, but this time we're going to hold bridge. So let's go ahead and cycle through one more breath cycle, inhaling here and exhaling. And on an inhale, rise or lift your hips up off the ground, leaving your hands stationed on your mat. As you lift your pelvis up, if you like, you can clasp your hands together, drawing your shoulder blades as close as possible to help you lift up your hip, and it gives you a little bit more height in your chest area. Remember to tilt your head away from your chest, and we're here for 1 or 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now unclasp your hands, pull your arms out from beneath you, and lower your pelvis to the ground. Come on up to seated position, Tadasana, which is staff pose. Bring both legs out in front of you, palms flat onto the ground by your side. Lengthen your spine. Take a breath here and allow yourself to feel the sensation from the previous pose. Now, when you're ready, bend your right knee with your foot onto your mat and your heel as close as to your right sits bones as possible. Make sure to activate your left leg and rotate it slightly inward with your toes nice and flexed. And now place your right hand behind you to help lengthen your spine, and inhale your left arm up overhead. Exhale, rotate your torso to the right and kickstand your hand. Or you can wrap your arm around your right thigh, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Taking a couple of breaths here. And release. Let's move on to our other side. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee, pulling your knee close to your sits bone. Rotate your right leg slightly inward and flex your toes. Inhale, raise your left arm up above your head. Exhale, twist and kickstand or wrap your left arm around your thigh. And take a couple of breaths here. And release. Come back into staff pose. Slightly bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward and rest your hands either at the tops of your foot or your ankle or around your feet. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Inhale, rise on up. And now gently recline down onto your back. Bring your arms above your head into a goalpost. Bend both knees into your chest. Take a breath in and exhale. Drop both knees over to the left side of your body, twisting the spine and low back. Turn your head in the opposite direction, keeping your shoulders flat on the floor. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And exhale, drop both knees onto the other side. Head in the opposite direction. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And now stretch your legs out in front of you in preparation for Shavasana. Allow yourself to melt into your mat and take a few minutes here while you rest and soak up the last few moments of your practice. Now you can lay here for however long you would like. And when you're ready, you can shift onto your right side, take another breath, and come into seated position, into easy pose. We are at the end of our session. And so now, as we close, let's rub our hands together to generate a little bit of warmth in our hands. Slowly taking in, inhaling, exhaling, again taking in the last few minutes of your breath. Now slowly place your hands on your eyes, around your throat. And now bring your hands to your heart and navel center. Take another breath here. Draw your palms to your heart. And this concludes our practice. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you through your 20-minute yoga practice. If you're interested in practicing yoga with me, you can follow me on Instagram at _blueprint, or you can check out my website at www.noblueprintblog.com. Again, that's www.noblueprintblog.com. Thank you, Blue Demons, and enjoy